Hey, this is Stacia, and I am now going to show you my round 3 game, which was against, typing it in right now, Evan Cole. So he was rated something like 1850, I think, and okay, I was 1738. And we got a Scotch game. So, not sure why I cut it off like that. Oh, it didn't. Okay, so now my opponent was a kid this game. Probably about 11 or 12 years old, if I had to guess. So, an older kid. And, all right. He played 1 to e4, and I played 1 e5. So, you put your pawn in the center, I'll put my pawn in the center. Knight f3, attacking my pawn, so I defended it. And now d4, attacking my pawn again. Okay, so here the best move is definitely to take that pawn. There is no better move. White takes back. And now I've been playing the move knight to f6. So this is one of the newest legs of my repertoire. So I was feeling a little nervous here because there are some lines that are weird that I don't know what I'm doing. So he took and played e5, which is the main line here. Now I could move the knight, I guess, but I played queen e7, pinning the pawn, and this is actually justified because now white needs to play queen e2. Now I definitely need to move my knight. So knight d5 and h4. And I just have to say that this h4 move, once again, rattled me pretty good. I've never seen this move in this opening. And all I know from this position is that the main move is c4, and you can play bishop a6 here. And I have messed around with that some. But otherwise, the plan is to go g6, bishop g7, castle kingside. Well, after h4, it's like, do I really want to do that? Like, if I go g6, I was seeing some weird stuff, you know? Like, he might even just go h5 right away. I have no clue. And if I go here, what if he takes? And I was getting nervous here because I don't know what's going on in this position. Now, it turns out that the computer says black's better. But, okay, in the actual game, I don't think I would know where my king is going. So I was nervous about that, so I didn't do that. So, okay, so h4, and I decided on the move d6. Now, it turns out this is the main move, so glad I found it. I have another move in mind for next time. But one thing I didn't understand is that what happens if he takes? So he played c4. I moved my knight to b6, and then he did take. And this position, yeah, I don't know. I did not know what to do here. So my gut is to play c takes d6, you know, just fix my pawns. And if he trades queens, fine. And I thought I could do this, and he might actually play bishop e3 or something. Yeah, and I think that's the line the computer gives. And I could play d5 here. Well, or bishop, I would play bishop e6, almost certainly. Wow, and now we do play g6, I guess. But it does look a little bit scary to me. Okay, but in the game, I decided to trade queens. Not the best move, but it's okay. And then take back with a pawn. Now, the interesting thing to note here that I didn't know during the game is that this is sort of like a half gambit. It's like a pseudo gambit. You're gambiting your pawn structure instead of a pawn, and then you play for activity. And during the game, I just thought I was worse. Like, I really wanted to play bishop takes d6. It develops a piece. Next, I can castle. I will get a harmonious position, and all will be well with the world except for this. And actually, that is the way that you're supposed to play it. So I need to start listening to my intuition a little more often. Instead of that, I took with a pawn, and I thought this move was nice, develop with tempo. So now he made a bigger threat. So I have to stop that with the move d5. And after c takes, okay, I realized that there was going to be some trades here. Now, if you have a worse pawn structure, maybe you don't want to trade. But that's okay if you keep enough activity. Problem is, I didn't do that. Yeah, and actually here, c takes d5 is correct. And it was really hard for me to play that move, given what my bishop looks like. And then in a slow game, you have to stare at this for a long time, you know. But it actually turns out that I need to keep my bishop, and that after takes, now the pawn is going to be hard to defend. Now, it wasn't lost on me that this pawn is weak and that he's going to try to win it. I was hoping that maybe I could offload my pawn at the right moment and get some counterplay or win a pawn back or something. So, and I was calculating some lines where it looked possible, but I wasn't sure. So it went like this. Now my pawn's under attack. Oh, yes. And I mean, I wanted to play this move a6. Computer hates it. It says I should play bishop to b4 check, which I definitely thought about. I thought he would go king e2 here. And it says we just go king e7. Okay, weird. And white is slightly better, but it's not too bad. So develop with tempo. That's what this move is. Instead, I played a6, which loses a tempo. And unfortunately for me, you need every tempo you can get in this position. So I misunderstood the position. Because now, look, white can apply this pressure very quickly. Rook d3, planning to add another attacker. I thought about playing rook d6 here, but I thought, I was worried about one of these moves. Maybe check. Oh no. So I actually brought the bishop out first, because I need this other rook to be able to come out. Yeah, and this is with tempo, because he couldn't move that rook or he would lose that pawn. So now rook d6. Yeah, and it's a little suspicious how I'm putting my pieces on dark squares, but I thought if I put the rook on d7 and then he doubles and I double, then why couldn't he play like here now? You know, what do? I'd have to go rook e8 and he's going to win that pawn. So that is why I went to rook d6. So he doubled, I doubled. So we're going to reach a critical moment here. It might even be now. Now, I was really kind of hoping, never play hope chess, that my opponent wouldn't see that I actually do have a threat here, if I can remember what it is. I believe my threat was rook c6 check. And then what, though? thought I had an idea. Whoa, sorry about that. Rook c6 check, and I had some kind of idea here. Like, let's just say they make a silly move. Yeah, bishop f6. Bishop f6. I was planning. Yeah, I was planning this. And maybe push the pawn. And play check at the right moment. Okay. I guess I don't remember exactly, but yeah, he played king b1, avoiding the check, so. Oh, I know what it was. I wanted him to take the pawn. Like, I think I was planning, if here, I wanted to pin the bishop. And I thought this would be good. So, I was kind of hoping for that. But sure enough, yeah, and then I was seeing lines like this. Like if he takes, I actually could take here. And then I win. So I had some ideas here. But I think he saw them too. He wanted to play bishop c5, so he played king b1. So bishop f6. Now I was hoping to do something like rook b6 and attack that. But, you know, the problem is he has time to defend. He can just play b3, which he did. And now I'm in huge trouble. I'm already lost, I think. I played d4. Yeah, what to do, though? What else should I do? I don't know. But I played this because, well, it does save my pawn for the moment. But now it's white to move and win. My opponent did find it. So if you want to pause your video and find the tactic, go ahead and do so now. It's very simple. Check. I move my king and bishop c7, and that's a fork. Now, I had no way out of this is the sad thing. Like, if check, and I go here, he can still go bishop c7 if he wants. He can also go rook check, I thought, and take pawns. But bishop c7 just wins too much material. And if I go this way, I actually thought I might get mated. It's pretty close. King a8. And, well, he could probably just take a pawn. This is probably fine. I think bishop c7 is the way to go, though, which is what he played in the game. And I tried to not resign immediately and cause some issues for him, but he is just winning. And here, he skewered. Was going to win that pawn, so I went ahead and resigned in this position. So pretty rough game. And again, I got an opening, the Scotch opening, with h4 that I just didn't know at all. And I also didn't understand that you need to play these positions dynamically. Now that I know that, I think I could do that. Like, I would love to play this move. This is what I wanted to play in the game. And I've defended isolated pawns like this before. I did so in the World Open women's division online during the pandemic. I think I had 2 games like that. So yeah, it's unfortunate that I didn't understand this game, but kudos to my opponent. I think he played well and executed the win with precision. So there you go. Well, I hope you enjoyed the game. Wasn't a good tournament for me, but you know, when you have a bad tournament, what you need to do is learn from it, and that is what I'm doing. So I'm going to work on my openings, and I'm going to be working on my middle game plans in those openings, reviewing Grandmaster games, and practicing my calculation more. So don't fret. Also, since I was playing such higher rated opponents, I did not lose that many rating points. I think I went down to like 1721. So I can live with that, and I will be back with more chess. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.